Okay, we're doing another recording of an Agashan lecture through the great medium Richard Zanner. See what you think. I'll turn the camera on. Hold on.
Agasha's lecture, Thursday night, July the 29th, 1965.
Got to say the affirmation, please.
This is the Indian.
Well, friends, here we are again to continue our activity with our Blessed Agasha. How's that? Someone said the other day, why haven't you been in since you returned the instrument? I said, well, I would have been, but I didn't have a chance. So tonight's my first opportunity to manifest, and the program is going to be very wonderful, regardless of the many things that are taking place on earth to be to the contrary. But I'd like to bring to your attention now, friends, that the book will soon be introduced to you folks. Hi, kid. Will be Monday?
I think this is
And I'm quite sure that
Dr. Navajo, I think.
you folks are going to be very happy with the book, for it's going to be a book that you can lend to your friends or neighbors and relatives, I suppose. And somehow I have a feeling that they're going to read it. It's going to help them. For Phil and I have carried out the plan in this manner that it would appeal to the beginner. It would answer your most important questions relative to the intricacies of life, the many things that transpire in the world to come, the world that in reality you are very familiar with, although you'll be oblivious to the many divisions of the astral kingdom. It gives you a better insight to these matters that heretofore have been somewhat confusing, for it had always been, as you know, the teacher's desire as they work with you to help you have a clear understanding as to your personal predicament, if it be that, your category, and the many things that will transpire, and the right to, for there to take the initiative to change the picture without interfering with your karmic condition. Agashya said a number of years ago, and he had said so recently, I do believe, that it is possible for you to absolutely minimize your harsh karma, if you have harsh karma henceforth, for reasons that you know through your actions and through the many things that have taken place down through the years of your life, and especially what you had come back to the earth plane to conquer, to overcome, and to pay that karmic condition, whatever it be, that through learning and serving and growing and being patient and tolerant, having a complete understanding as to what life is all about, and employing the philosophy to the best of your ability, will help to minimize your harsh karmic conditions. You realize that if you have a karmic condition and you are continuing with the activities that keep it alive, as it were, is compounded, as we call it, then eventually, through the law of compensation, you have to pay the penalty, whatever the penalty be, for this misaction, for it is against God's laws, and this is building up in your own individual kingdom. There are many on the earth plane in the hearing of this statement made by Agashya and I suppose other teachers, that the soul mete out the punishment in the final analysis. We don't like to think that there is a kingdom within that we refer to that is watching and is aware of all of our action, but most certainly we do have. You certainly are not going to think that there is a being referring to him as God, and he's marking down as a child with things, all the wrongdoings and the things that we create of a negative nature. However, in the true sense of the word, everything is recorded in the soul. Now, that doesn't mean it's recorded in your brain, for you don't record a thing in your brain. You use that as an instrument. It's an organ like any other part of your body. And the brain is enabling then the recordings, we'll say, of whatever it is that you have gone through. Everything that you have done in this particular life is most certainly recorded in the soul. You'll understand then that the action that you put forth that you perhaps have forgotten, yes, even many years ago, was misaction, let's put it this way, it is recorded in the soul, and there is a repercussion. In other words, there is a result of the action, but it may be seemingly belated. So you do not know when you are paying the penalty for this action, and this curse is in reference to the law of compensation, the law of cause and effect. The law of compensation means just what the word implies. It means that as you do good on this earthling, you do good because it's the true expression of God, then you will be compensated. Indeed you shall, if the right attitude is taken. If you do not take the attitude of thinking that by doing good today that it's going to be returned to you tomorrow, and you do good for that very reason, that's wrong. can't do that, and that, as you spoil the picture. You give forth what you do from your heart and for the reasons that you know, and it is not resorting to bribery necessarily. When you come to the spiritual life, it's because you are expressing yourself and showing your appreciation in some material form, yet we can do the same in thought, and we can do so through other actions that be very helpful and very expressive.